Gus Johnson.
Ken Squire.
Steve Jones, the Super Bowl, Daytona 500. Grab a beer and head to the dugout. This is the commentary booth. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the commentary booth. I'm Luke Olenchak. Next to me is a man who appears on stamps in Sweden. It's
Connor Demkoski.
And a man who glows in the Everglade Forest. It's
Robert Delaskavich.
All right, and now let's get into some sports. For starters, boys, Super Bowl ended. Connor, you are secretly a football genius.
I am a genius.
Connor predicted the score would be 28-13 Seahawks, right?
Mm-hmm.
Final score was 29-13.
You better watch out.
Let me just pull up some of the ESPN stuff. Can you tell we are professional? It's not up. All right, whatever. The Super Bowl MVP is Kenneth Walker. He had 18 carries, I believe, for 135 yards. 27 carries for 135 yards. Still, that's incredible. He was easily the biggest part.
The only good play. I'd say the second next person for Super Bowl MVP would have been the kicker. So that's how bad of a Super Bowl it was. That it went Kenneth Walker, then the kicker. Or the punter. I think that's my top three for Super Bowl MVP votes. It would have been Kenneth Walker, the Seahawks kicker, or the Seahawks punter.
Yeah, this was easily one of the most disappointing Super Bowls in a very long time. I mean, at least with the Rams and the Patriots when it ended 13-3.
It was close. It was close.
At least it was kind of like maybe they'll wake up, but no, not
Yeah,
now.
I just did schoolwork during it. Every once in a while I glanced up. At the end, I was looking because my score was really close.
I can't even blame you. It was just so bad.
Yeah.
It was not watchable. I was falling asleep.
I don't understand how we got one of the greatest national championship games of all time, and then this is pro football, and I don't know what we were expecting with Sam Darnold and Drake May. By the way, can I just say, Drake May, I hope you're doing well. I'm sorry for saying that earlier because, wow, he got destroyed.
Oh, Drake May, I hope Will Campbell's doing well. He had the worst, statistically, the worst playoff performance from left tackle in NFL history.
Yep.
Dang.
There's actually a meme. It was like two different things, and it was like the Patriots game plan, Drake May, and it's just him getting sacked. And it says Christian Gonzalez, and then option B is Will Campbell, Drake May still getting sacked, and Christian Gonzalez is deep down the field. But anyway, yep. So the Seahawks are your Super Bowl champion. Now, let's get into some NASCAR. How about that finish? One of the most exciting finishes I've ever seen. The first full race I've watched, and my heart was pounding on that last lap, man.
I have to give it to NASCAR, which I'll bring that up more later, a little teaser. But NASCAR really stayed away from cautions, which is awesome. Like the whole Speed week, they really did not throw out cautions on the last lap. They let them race out, which in the past that's been an issue that on the last lap of the 500, caution was thrown that decided the winner, especially when they were like enough away from the start-finish line that they could actually wait. So, yeah, Tyler Reddick is your Daytona 500 champion, which that last lap, like he kind of came out of nowhere.
He really did.
And then Chris Buescher, I don't know if you guys seen, but on the last lap, he like snaked through the incident, didn't hit anything.
Really?
It was brilliant. Wow. Only one car for all of Speed Weeks in the Cup Series was involved in no accidents. Josh Berry, shout out.
I see the
So,
hat.
yeah,
I was
yeah,
gonna say
Josh
the
Berry.
hat.
But so Speed Weeks, it's over, and I'll bring up our bingo cards now because we have some points. We're going to tell you points. I am including the duels in this because some points were awarded. So right now we have Luke in the lead, 43 points. You picked Elliott, which he almost won it.
He did.
He almost won it.
I was yelling at him to go to the inside because he was coming on that turn, and I saw who was next to him. It wasn't Reddick.
It was the 35,
I was gonna say,
Riley Herbst.
Yeah, I was going to say because Elliott was sticking to the outside, and I was like, go inside, go inside. My Forza instincts were kicking in.
And then I picked Chris Buescher, who I just mentioned, 39 points. And poor Bobby, you picked Connor Zilich, 5 points.
Didn't go well.
Not good.
I mean, he got wrecked early. I mean,
It was so sad.
Yeah, there was a lot of cars that were wrecked. And you said something about how it's like the most cars wrecked in Daytona.
I believe it's the most cars in a wrecked in Daytona since 2002 or something like that, early 2000s.
That's crazy.
Actually, no.
Wow.
Something like that, but it's also the least caution since 2002. I know that for a fact. But it was like most cars were involved. Like it was a big, I forget the exact statistics, but I know like since 2002 it's the least cautions.
Crazy, though.
Yeah, like it was low cautions, high wrecks. So.
Yeah. So, and can I just say, people, if you guys think NASCAR is just about turning left, you have not seen a race car.
Oh.
You have not seen a race at all. Because, like,
Yeah.
I during that last lap, when Elliott was in the lead, I was excited. Like, I understood it. I'm like, holy crap, wait a minute. This is what it feels
And
like to win.
I have to say, for a super speedway race, that was an incredible race. That was one of the best Daytona 500s, if not the best, in the next gen era.
Yes.
It was really good. And you're talking about not just turning left. I want to talk about the next 2 weeks on the bingo card because we are recording this a few weeks in advance before release. So let's talk about the next 2 weeks. Another super speedway type race, kind of Atlanta. I have Cole Custer, he's good at super speedways. You have a road course ace with Shane Van Gisbergen, which is interesting. I think he has a good chance.
Let's go New Zealand.
And you have a previous winner there, William Byron, which he is in the next gen era, he's the only super speedway winner to win multiple super speedways in that era. Which is 2 Daytona 500s. And he's won at Atlanta. So really good. Next, it is turning gray at COTA, Circuit of the Americas. I have Riley Herbst, not Riley Herbst, who am I kidding? Tyler Reddick, the Daytona 500 winner. Not Riley Herbst. And then you have the good old two of Austin Cindric, which he is pretty good at road courses.
He was doing okay, too, in the Daytona, especially
He's a previous 500 winner. Yeah. And then you have a super speedway winner of Ricky Stenhouse Jr., which
Hopefully
is
it goes well.
interesting.
We thought my Zilich pick was going to go well, and I mean,
I do not think this pick is going to go well, so I think it might go well.
never know.
But yeah, so that's it for NASCAR, and this season has been interesting so far. Just one weekend. I think it's already record numbers and for viewership and Truck Series and
really?
Yeah.
not Xfinity
I was
Series,
gonna
O'Reilly
say,
Series.
on Instagram, there was just a lot of stuff about the Daytona 500, which you never really see because it's usually taken over by the Super Bowl or whatever golf tournament like the AT&T Pro-Am was going on. So I was really happy to see that something that, because when I was a kid, NASCAR was huge.
Yeah.
I'm really happy to see it coming back because I think they deserve it.
I do remember. I have a fond memory of every time I've been at my grandma's house, just her watching NASCAR all the time. My grandma had NASCAR on every single time I was at their house on the second TV. Yeah.
It's always awesome. And I hope, what's his name? Cindric? I mean, not Cindric. Van Gisbergen. I don't even know
So Shane Van Gisbergen, road course ace. He's from New Zealand. He is one of 7 drivers to have won in his Cup Series debut. It was actually his NASCAR debut on the Chicago Street Course in 2023. So you're basically saying he's going to win his first oval, perform well at his first oval, which I think he has a good chance. I think he was leading some laps at Daytona.
Right.
So, and he's now has a year under his belt in the Cup Series. I think he has a good chance. I think he'll win an oval this year. I honestly think so. I don't know if it'll be a super speedway or I think it could be a short track like New Hampshire. But yeah, so it's an interesting pick. I'll say that.
Let's go, you man from New Zealand. Make me proud. All right, now let's get into my, I don't know if you can see it, but that says
Spin you around.
wrestling school.
Wait. Hood.
Wrestling school, baby. Penn State kicked the crap out of Ohio State. I mean, absolutely kicked the crap out of them. So we'll start off at the 125. My boy, Luke Lindenhall, beat Nick Bouzakis by a split victory. A lot of these, I have to say, this is one of the most entertaining wrestling matches in a while because a lot of the finishes went to overtime and split decisions, and it was a lot of 1 versus 4, 1 versus 3. Penn State always kicks the crap out of the second best team because we're Penn State wrestling.
Ohio State's the second ranked team.
Ohio State is the second ranked team. Yep. Marcus Blaze, the 4th ranked wrestler, beat Ben Davino at 133, who's number 2. Shane Van Ness got a technical fall against an unranked Broden Felding at 149. 157, 4th ranked PJ Duke pinned Daxton Chase. I think that was the only pin of the night. Mitchell Mensenbrick defeated Patty Gallagher. These are some great names, can I just say? Some great names. Got him by tech fall. Rocco Welsh defeated Dylan Fishbach 7-6. And then Josh Barr defeated Greg Gogue 11-2. And then Cole Mirasoka pulled off the upset against Nick Feldman, who is one of the favorites at heavyweight to win the national championship this year. Misola was 12th. Nick Feldman was 3. So that was a pretty big upset. Penn State won 9 of 10 against the number 2 ranked team.
Yeah.
I think this is now the second number 2 team they've beaten because they already beat Iowa 30-6.
I was going to say, I figured Iowa was number 2.
So here's the thing about Penn State wrestling. Yeah, they have Cale Sanderson, who has made Penn State into a staple for collegiate wrestling. I mean, Cale Sanderson himself is considered to be one of the greatest collegiate wrestlers of all time.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and Penn State still has delivered so many great young stars in wrestling. Bo Nickel, who's now tearing it up in the UFC, Roman Bravo Young, and I think this year they're going to win their 6th straight national championship, something like that. They just cannot stop
A lot
winning.
of the collegiate wrestlers move right to the UFC, and it works so well. Like Gable Stevenson, who's trying to make his way into MMA.
Yeah.
I think is he fighting for Bellator?
Yes.
Yeah, I was gonna say I know it's one of the non-UFC brands, but yeah, that move from college wrestling. I mean, DC.
Yes.
Daniel Cormier, Olympic wrestler, and then goes to the UFC and just starts killing everyone until John Jones came. Starts killing everyone until John Jones set foot in there.
Man, poor DC. He's always going to be the number 2 guy to John Jones. Even at both weights, he's like a double champ at light heavyweight and heavyweight, but he's always number 2.
Because John Jones never lost.
Yeah,
Even though it says he lost, John Jones never lost.
Did get Paparoids, though. And that's why
did.
George Rush St. Pierre is
And
the
take
greatest.
some cocaine.
Yeah, did some cocaine. Beat his wife. Can't forget about
Yeah.
that. Oh, hit a pregnant woman's car and fled the scene. Can't forget about that.
Is the greatest UFC fighter.
But he is the greatest UFC
The only
fighter.
person with a conversation is Khabib Nurmagomedov.
All right, so now baseball's starting up soon. And in a pretty funny move by Nick Castellanos, this happened last year. We need to talk about this. The Phillies released Nick Castellanos, a.k.a. Tragedy Man, because he has hit home runs on just some of the worst times to hit home runs. He hit a home run when Biden dropped out of the election. He hit a home run when Trump got shot. He hit a home run when the announcer was apologizing for using a gay slur. He hit a home run when they were eulogizing a World War II veteran. I'm not kidding. The list goes on. Yeah. His first professional home run was the day Osama bin Laden was killed.
Fascinating.
So if there's a tragedy, he's going to hit a home run.
He hit a home run that day, yeah.
Yeah. So the Phillies released him because, well, we thought he was going to be a replacement because Harper was moving from right field over to first base. So we thought, okay, we're going to bring in Nick Castellanos. He had a great year over at Cincinnati.
Yep.
He was an all-star in 2023, but other than that, he only showed like flashes of what he could be. And then when they released him, he wrote this letter to the fans explaining about an incident that happened in Miami. Because randomly in Miami, he just got benched, just out of nowhere. And everybody was like, what happened? Like, is he – because he wasn't performing that bad. And then it was like I don't think he played for a good few weeks.
Really?
After, yeah. So, like, they were – or he did play, but they weren't, like, putting him in the starting lineup a lot and stuff. And then in the fans, he basically said, I brought a beer into the dugout, and that's why they benched me. And that was enough for the Phillies to be like, yeah, we'll just pay you $20 million. Get out of this house. So that was originally going to be my all pockets, no brain segment. But, I mean, I don't know if that could also be got balls. Because imagine just being like, that was a tough thing in the outfield.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
That is.
And Nick Castellanos just has that vibe about him. I think he once said something like, I don't have a degree, I just hit baseballs. And that perfectly describes Nick Castellanos.
It's like that clip from the LSU pitcher when his coach asked him if he ever. So his coach said, like in game, have you ever hit before? He goes, yeah, I used to hit batting practice all the time. I hit dingers. He goes out there, hits a home run, and then in the post game press conference, he's like, Coach, I'm going to be honest. I lied. I never hit. I haven't hit the baseball since the 8th grade. I've only pitched. And his coach was there with him. He's like, what? You never hit baseball? He's like, nah, I've only been a pitcher. He's like, I'm glad you lied. He said.
Yeah, because he hit like a RBI double, 2 RBI doubles.
Yeah,
to
it
give
was
him
something
the win.
crazy.
Wow.
Yeah, I remember that because you could see when he asked the question, he's like, oh, I have to tell the truth now. But now to the 5th segment, something I wasn't originally planning on talking about, but let's fill some time here. NBA All-Star Weekend kind of sucks.
Yeah, I've heard it was really
It
bad.
was really bad. The dunk contest was just, I mean, what happened?
I saw clips saying it was the worst. Well, it's because and they made like Mac McClung couldn't go because everyone said they were going to drop out if Mac McClung does a dunk
That's
contest.
ridiculous. That's ridiculous. That's like saying, oh, we're not going to play a basketball game because if Michael Jordan plays, then we're not
But
playing.
it's like 10 years ago when Aaron Gordon and Zach LaVine were
Oh
there.
my
The
God.
competition between both of them. I'm telling you, these are the greatest dunk contests ever.
Uh-huh.
It was like, so the dunk contesters like scored 50s is the highest score you can get. It was like 50 after 50 after 50 after 50 after 50. And they're all getting these dunks first try.
Yeah.
Like they get 3 attempts to dunk it, and both of them, first try, 50, first try, 50, first try, 50.
I mean, the greatest one ever, too, happened in that dunk contest where he had his mascot go on a hoverboard and rotate around with the basketball on his hand. He jumps over him, takes the basketball, puts it underneath him midair. His eyes are like above, his chin is above the rim, and he slams it.
Like
Dang.
he's sitting like this on a chair, underneath his legs, midair, and dunks it.
What?
He did not
Yes.
win because Zach LaVine was doing he was like reverse 360ing behind the back from the free throw line.
Yeah.
Like, it's just not fair to compete with someone like that.
Dang.
And I mean, but yeah, I mean, that's the kind of dunk contest.
Since then, it's been bad. Then Mac McClung came back and revived it a little bit, and now they're not letting. Now they're telling Mac McClung, we're not gonna do the dunk contest if you participate. So
I mean, and not only that, there was one 50-point dunk, and in any other dunk contest, it would have been like a 44 or a 43. You can even tell the announcers were trying so hard
to
hype-
make it better.
Yeah, but it just wasn't. And I mean, the 3-point contest is low-key one of the best parts of the NBA All-Star Weekend. But even this year, I didn't even know what was happening.
Yeah.
I didn't even know what was happening. I didn't. Was there a skills competition? I don't know.
I don't know. I used to like the skills competition too. I
Yeah.
thought they were fun.
Yeah, I remember when Joel Embiid came out there, he still had a tag on his jersey because he just got it. And like they keep trying to change the format to make it more exciting, but it just isn't working because the players don't care.
It's getting to the point where the most exciting part of All-Star Weekend is the celebrity All-Star game.
Yes.
Where they bring
Yes.
celebrities out there and play a basketball game.
I mean, this year for Celebrity All-Star Game, they brought out Jeremy Lin and Taco Fall, who are two former NBA players.
Taco Fall is 7'6".
Yes. Yes.
The biggest guy on the other team was 6'7".
Oh my
There's
god.
a foot difference.
Yes. I mean, it's also just like, imagine being like, yo, there's going to be fun celebrities, and then Jeremy Lin, one of my all-time favorite players, by the way. Have you ever heard of Lin Sanity?
Maybe.
First of all, Jeremy Lin, for those who don't know, is Asian. I have a point to this. Asian players, there's not a lot of them in the NBA.
Yeah.
Right.
Yao Ming and Jeremy Lin are the only two notable ones. And for 3 weeks, Jeremy Lin became the starting point guard of the Knicks, and for 3 weeks, he was the best player in the world. He beat Kobe Bryant and the Lakers.
Wow.
They went on like a 6-game winning streak.
Yeah.
Like
Dang.
scoring like 20 points a game, like throwing some crazy assists. It was Lin Sanity.
Time to be alive.
Yes. and he was part of the All-Star game, Celebrity All-Star game, which I thought was hilarious. Because just imagine being like, oh, I'm a influencer. Oh, I have to go up against a guy who beat Kobe Bryant on national television. Oh, and I also have to guard this guy I'm only up to his belly button, eye level. But yeah, that was the All-Star game weekend. And now, I think enough time has passed. Let's get into some segments. We'll first go with All Pockets, No Brains, because there's one I want to talk about. Actually, no, wait. Before we do the segments, Olympics.
Olympics.
Let's talk
How
about
could
the
you
Olympics.
forget
How could I
about the
forget about
Olympics?
the United States crushing it? Are they crushing it?
I don't know.
Are they crushing?
Kind of.
kind
They're like at least top 5 in medals, if not
Okay.
closer to the top. Let's look.
Let's look. I did see the one where the ice skater.
That was heartbreaking.
Yeah, he was supposed to place first, and he placed
Eighth.
eighth.
Ooh.
Yeah, not good.
Like he was like the talk of the town, talk of the
Really?
Olympics. His face was everywhere on every commercial, and
He
just
took 8th.
You know what? That kind of reminds me of what's happening with Simone Biles during that one Olympics, where like she became the face, and everybody was like, "Oh, she's gonna lead the women's gymnastics to gold." And
You can't live up to the hype.
yeah,
And another heartbreak, Lindsey Vonn.
Yeah,
Coming back with injury
Lindsey Vonn
and-
was rough. Tore her ACL and
Yeah.
then decided, I'm going to go out again for one last ride, and destroys her leg.
Yeah, like it's destroyed.
and her dad said something like, she's never gonna compete again."
Yeah, and she's like what I've heard is like high risk infection. She's had so many surgeries.
Oh
She's
my
back
God.
in the United States, but it's like absolutely heartbreaking.
Yeah.
But medal count, we are third. We have the most silver medals, 12.
Means we have the most first losers.
Yes.
Yeah.
Bump those up, boys.
Norway has the most gold medals with 16, And Italy has the most bronze medal with 12. And that's your top three. Norway has 34 total. Italy has 26 total. United States has 25 total.
It's always cold in Norway.
Yeah, that's what it is, though. That's
Yeah.
honestly what it is.
Yeah, my dad was like joking, like how like in the bobsleds and whatnot, that's how they all like get to work
Yeah.
in school, like all those countries that have snow.
It's like Norway probably has a 3-week summer where it gets to 70 degrees, and then after that it's 20 the rest of the year.
No, their summers are like it's 55 degrees and partly cloudy.
Yeah, guys, we can wear shorts today. Oh my God!
Hey, I just opened up the pool. There are no pools in Norway. Could you imagine?
Only
They
hot
probably
tubs.
don't.
Yeah,
They only have hot tubs.
Saunas.
Yeah, saunas
Those
and
two.
hot tubs. Even the
Yeah.
hot tubs freeze. In July, they're just like, oh no, guys, we can't use the hot tub today because it's 40 degrees.
Yeah.
No, it's 25 degrees and it's completely
Let's go in the
frozen.
lake today, guys. It's 50 out.
Oh, talking about medals, I want to talk about this in places that are cold. Actually, a place that is not cold. Brazil got their first gold medal, first ever medal in the Olympics, the Winter Olympics.
Really?
Brazil got a gold
That's
medal.
crazy.
I think it was something skiing, so they got their first ever medal. Yeah,
That's crazy.
Yeah, that was a big
I
big
always
story.
like that. Yeah, I always like that when there's like a little country with like 1 or 2 athletes. I always like
Yeah.
even if they're going up
It's
against
like
the U.S., I want to root for
When
them.
they made the movie about when Jamaica won the bobsled
Yeah.
contest,
Yeah.
and it's like that's insane because there's
Yeah.
nowhere to bobsled.
And
in
that's all they
Jamaica.
do now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I always root for them because it's like, come on, go make your country proud. Even
yeah.
especially if they're like from like a country that's like, there's stuff going on there, like there's like a lot of turmoil there. I'm always like, go on, get something for these people to rally around.
I saw a video on Instagram where someone was like, if you're at the Olympics and your team is no longer in the hunt for a medal, whoever you're close to, root for them. Or like if they're not running, like I saw an American guy just cheering for a Korea team, and I think they medaled or something in that. I don't know. But talking about medals, I really want to bring up curling. Like NASCAR, top sport. Curling, it's up there.
You have
Like
the
I
most-
wish curling was more
You have the
mainstream.
most interesting top 2
Yeah.
sports
Right?
to watch.
Yeah.
NASCAR.
Yeah, right. But I mean, with curling, it's a game of inches. I mean, we were just watching today. What happened was the last game of the women's curling. It went to inches for them to get into the semifinals. So like, but talking about the women, I want to bring up Corey and Corey mixed doubles. Corey Thesis,
something like that.
Thesey? I don't know. Corey with a C. She became the first United States curling woman to get a medal, silver, with Corey Dropkin with a K. The first ever mixed doubles medals, which that was awesome. And the men's will not be going in for a medal, but the women are actually in it. They're gonna be in a game for a medal. We just don't know if it's gonna be bronze or gold yet. So yeah, curling.
Curling.
The most interesting sport that everyone loves, and it's like it's in every advertisement. Sarcasm. It needs to be more advertisements. NBC.
Anyways, so that should leave me. Sorry if I was on my phone. I was listening. I promise. I just needed to pull up to remember the guy's name.
Yeah.
For our next segment, all pockets, no brains. So a Norwegian biathlete. Let me see what his name is. It doesn't say. How fun is that? So I don't know if he won a medal or he was just being interviewed, but he randomly brought up in the interview that he cheated on his girlfriend.
That was
Just in the middle of
I heard about that.
everything.
It's wild.
Just like, hey, yeah, I cheated on my girlfriend. So he said, 3 months ago, he cheated on the love of his life, the most beautiful and kindest person. What? Why? Why?
It's not funny, but it's so random. That's hilarious.
so random.
Just imagine, like, so how do you feel like you competed? Let me just say, first of all, I love you, Sydney, and I'm sorry I cheated on you with your sister. Like, what?
Like, what?
He said, I told her a week ago, it's been the worst week of my life. I had a gold medal in my life, and there's probably a lot of people who look at me differently now, but I only have eyes for her. Sports has taken a bit of a backseat over the past couple of days. Yeah, I wish I could share this with her.
Well, no one's gonna have eyes on him
No,
now.
no one's going to have eyes on you now. Hey, sorry, Sydney. I cheated on you, but I'm here. So, yeah, I when I first read that, I honestly thought it was an Onion thing, like something from The Onion, just like a parody of something of like someone being interviewed. But then when I found out it's real, and then she responded to it by saying something like, I don't know why he did that, and I still hate him. So good job, bud. You ruined your life. So
Nice.
that's my segment. What about you, Connor? Anything?
You know, mine's not really like jabbing at anyone. It's more so a depressing topic. Cletus McFarland, he's a big YouTuber with cars, and he raced in the ARCA and Truck Series races this weekend. In the ARCA race, he finished 11th. Not bad. He only finished like 4 laps in the Truck Series. It's like he mainly got the ride because of his name and his connection with the late Greg Biffle.
Okay.
So that's how he got into it. Now he's doing some more rides, it's getting better, but it's just like depressing. It's a depressing, all pockets, no brains moment. Like he got out on a wreck by himself. He didn't like in the Truck Series race, but it's like that's a sad one.
Yeah.
I will say though, if I were to be like scrolling through YouTubers, just looking off name and like try and figure out which YouTuber would be for NASCAR, Cletus McFarland, I think would stick out like a sore thumb.
Watch him because his content, like, it's so patriotic. Like his sayings, like "Hell yeah, brother!"
With a name like Cletus, you have to be.
Yeah, yeah,
A man like Cletus McFarland. What?
yeah. I forget his actual birth name. But yeah, it's not that. It's not that. Imagine being born that. That is like the most patriotic American name ever.
Yeah.
Redneck. He lives in Florida, which makes sense.
Yeah. Florida's full of crazies.
Florida is full of crazies. And now, Bobby, do you have anything for all pockets?
So,
no brains?
I was sitting there trying to think, and I went to the man who's basically made for all pockets, no brains, Will Levis. Will Levis, when he was starting for the Titans, had clips on. I mean, we could go off for a whole episode about bad Will Levis clips. But one of my favorites is when he's getting sacked and he's falling to his knees and he just chucks the ball like that. And it goes about 20 yards right to a defender, pick 6. And I think that's the clip where he's on the ground like this.
Yep. I know exactly what you're talking about. I watched that play live.
I'm telling you, if you're bored, watch Will Levis lowlights.
Okay.
It is hilarious, the stuff he does in
It
the
was
field.
like a weekly segment then, because the next week there's like another clip of him after throwing a pick, and he's like sideways, like almost upside down. And then the next week after that, there's a pic of him on the sideline. Like this,
Yes.
after getting benched for Mason Rudolph.
Yeah.
Things were bad in Tennessee, man. Things were bad.
At least now they look kind of up. They got a quarterback of the future and
Yeah.
a good coach now.
Yeah, Cam Ward.
A lot of money and
Money?
draft capital. That's all you need to be a good team.
To be a good team, just gotta put it together. You just really gotta put it together. And now for the next segment, you got balls. Gentlemen, do you have balls?
As of right now, yes. Last time I checked.
Let's just do something real quick. Let's just check. Yep, you
Yeah.
got balls.
Yeah.
So for my got balls segment, I'm gonna throw it over to Connor first because I gotta think about mine because there's a couple in my
Yeah.
head I want to do.
I actually have 2. One NASCAR and one curling.
Oh yeah, hell yeah.
With the NASCAR one, it's actually NASCAR themselves. Like I said before, the cautions, they were so lenient with cautions on the last lap, which is such a big deal because Daytona 500s have been decided by a caution. Either Michael McDowell in 2021, when it could have been Chase Elliott getting it, or even Austin Dillon. And then I think back to 2024, Alex Bowman and William Byron, they cross the line, caution comes out. Like, there's been so many instances recently, cautions decided the 500, and they just let it go, which was amazing. And my other segment, curling, Corey Dropkin, like, the one move in the one mixed doubles game, he just kept hitting so many rocks, one after another. But the one game, I think it decided them getting into the semifinals. Any of the games really did, truly. He hit 3 out and with 1, which was incredible. So, yeah. And then, like, if you just watch any of the games he's in, he's brushing so hard, he's, like, out of breath, and, like, he's out of breath for, like, minutes afterwards. It's, like, incredible.
All right, so I didn't know curling could have that much balls.
Yeah.
That much balls. But you know who does have balls? A man named Nolan Ryan, one of the greatest pitchers of all time, maybe even the greatest pitcher of all time. 7,000 strikeouts. I know it's like some insane
Something
number like
crazy.
that.
Yeah.
Like 7 no-hitters, like just absolute insanity. But Mr. Ryan was pitching against another future Hall of Famer, a young I think his name is Robin Yount, something like that. Robin Ventura, something like that. Some great player from the Milwaukee Brewers. But anyway, he was getting pissed at him. So pissed that he threw at Mr. Robin. And Robin was like, nah, I'm going to take that, and charges a 40-year-old Nolan Ryan, who takes off his glove, throws it down, and just goes, come on, come here. And as soon as he goes, gets into a fighting stance, grabs him by the head, puts him in a headlock, and just starts beating the ever-living crap out of this young rookie. And everybody's trying to break him up. And the best part is there are some camera angles where you can still see Nolan trying to give him the business. One of the greatest clips I have ever seen from an MLB pitcher. Thank you, Mr. Nolan Ryan, and please do not throw an 109-mile-an-hour fastball at my head, because that's what he did. My favorite part is just the rookie is just like, yeah, I'm going to take this. And I would be so terrified if he just went, come on. Like, just let's go. All right, now, Bobby, what do you got?
Now, being a Cardinals fan, we don't have very many great moments, but one in the past 5 years, I think it's 5 years, was 2021. It was the Cardinals versus the Bills, and the Cardinals were losing with 10 seconds left on the clock. They're on the 50-yard line. And Kyler Murray rolls out and just keeps running to his right, 2 defenders in his face, just heaves the ball in the air. And DeAndre Hopkins is in the end zone with 3 different defenders around him and jumps up and catches it for a touchdown to win. Probably the greatest highlight of the Cardinals' history. They were calling it the Hail Murray.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. It was probably one of the only highlights we've had in the past 5 years. But, yeah, like, watching it, it was insane.
Yeah.
Like, because you think, all right, yeah, we lost. We're playing because the Bills are still good at this point. You're like, oh, yeah, we lost. And then he just heaves it up. DeAndre Hopkins in triple coverage comes down with the ball. You're like, oh!
Yeah, that's insane. I always love watching Kyler Murray run around in the backfield because it literally looks like a little kid trying to run away.
A toddler.
Yeah.
Yes.
I always love to imagine the ball as a cookie and the defensive linemen are his parents, and he just literally is scrambling around like a little child. And, yeah, that was an insane play. But now, boys, let's get on to predictions, and I think we can all agree on one thing. Men's ice hockey.
Oh.
There's a big one coming up soon, and we all know what the final is going to be. United States versus Canada. I don't have any doubts about it.
I think that's what it is in women's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Both ways.
Both ways, yes. And I think we can all agree on one thing. Who do you think is going to win the gold medal for both? You know who you got to go for.
United States?
Damn right.
Not that maple
U.S.,
syrup.
U.S., USA, USA.
Go back to your maple syrup-built homes and your log cabins, because I don't know what else is up in Canada. I mean, you have one.
Moose.
Yeah, you have one city, Toronto, and Drake is from there. That's kind of sad, man.
I'm sorry, but USA for the victory.
Sorry.
USA, man, all the way. Thank you for watching the commentary booth. We will see you in 2 weeks. Dripped out red, white, and blue, and gold.
USA.
USA. USA. Deuces.
Deuces.